going on? We got October 12th, 6:10 p.m. right now. You guys are gonna see this on Monday, so I had to get this out for you guys because I was really thinking about just doing this tomorrow, but I gotta keep myself on this thing. You know what I mean? So I just I was thinking, I was like, I'm gonna just do this tomorrow, but then I like turned my mind off and just started walking and going straight and just got straight in my car, opened the laptop, and just started going. So yeah. But I really just want to come on here and kind of just talk about how to be the light that we're searching in others. Because I feel like a lot of the time I've realized when chasing connection, I've been looking for what I have within other people, and now I feel like more I'm shining that light more than trying to chase and find it, because I realize that I find the fake lights and I find the fake, like, the ones that I don't really want. So I just think living within my light will attract the others around me. Um and the first topic I really got is live what you preach before we speak it, embodying your truth instead of performing it. So basically, really knowing who you are within and knowing your beliefs and your understandings of things before preaching it to other people. You know what I mean? Because, sorry, my nose is really like, yeah, right now. But I know preaching is so much easier than actually doing it ourselves, because obviously it's kind of like putting on that front. I know we talked about in the last one of like putting that front on while you're there. So it's, of course, it's easy to fake it in front of someone than actually live it. But like really going through the challenges of living that way and understanding that there is going to be a consistent battle. It's really a choice day in and day out to be who you want to be, because it is so easy nowadays to fall into everything around us and to fall into the things that don't make us us. You know what I mean? So really just living what you really want to preach. You know what I mean? Like once again, we have to change within and change the things that we're doing within before being able to tell someone how to do the same thing. You know what I mean? So really just once again being our true selves and being what we want to become, because obviously we can't change it overnight. So we have to continuously make the choice of becoming better and becoming that light before we can actually be it. You know what I mean? Because I know for me, action speaks so much louder than words, and I know a lot of people around the world think the same thing. So once you are making those actions and they're seeing it, it's a lot easier for them to listen because they're seeing you do it before you try and tell them. Because I know for me, I have a rebellion against people who are older and try to tell me what to do, and that's like, I feel like that's a natural thing for younger people. So that's why I feel like actions speak a lot more louder than words, because when someone sees you doing it instead of you telling them to do it, it's like, it's a crazy thing. Like today, after church, a guy at my church got baptized, and he was talking about how, like, after we were talking, he was talking about how, like, he's been on his sister about getting more into God, and she, like after her seeing him getting baptized, like, he didn't even have to say anything, like she understood, and like setting the example for the people under us and the younger people under us, like, is so much better than us telling them what to do. Because you really think about it, think about if your older brother was to tell you to go do something, or to go find yourself, and you're seeing him do the same things like that he's done his whole life, or she's done her whole life, like, of course you're going to be like, what are you talking about? But if you actually go out of your way and become the person that you want and take the battles that they can't take yet, they see it happen right in front of, like, I saw it today right in front of my face of his sister, like, changing, like I felt the conviction within her. And it was like, it was really crazy to see, because I feel like I've been trying to hold myself to that so often, where I'm trying to set the example through my actions, not through me telling someone. And like, it was crazy to see that guy did it, and it was very inspiring. So I'm definitely gonna get baptized soon now too, because of that guy, and because I've been wanting to do it for a while, but he has pushed me more to want to do it. And why living in our truth is louder than preaching it, because once again, when you're showing someone instead of telling them, it is so easy. Okay, this one guy, he was kind of a mentor to me when I was working with him. He told me a fisherman can give you as many fish as he wants, and you'll still have to come back to him. But if he's able to show you and you can do it in your own way, then it's your way now. So it's really putting putting the perspective into other people's lights with while being your own light. You know what I mean? Like you're doing your own thing, you're making yourself better, but you're influencing the people around you without even knowing sometimes. And that's what I hold myself to when I'm like, when I know I'm doing the things I need to do, I need to be able to be there for the people who can't be there for themselves yet, you know? And sometimes I have to be there for myself when I can't be there for myself, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's such a crazy thing when you take a step back and live the life that you really want for yourself, and you realize that people around you are noticing it. So then you're gaining a respect in their eyes without even knowing it. You're gaining a there's a need being built. Like they notice that they need you in in their life, not need, but like they want you in your life to become better, you know what I mean? Because you really don't need anyone in your life. Obviously community makes sense, and human interaction makes sense, but you don't need anyone in your life really. You can do it on your own, but obviously it would be harder. But having a community around you, you get the affirmation. Like, yeah, self affirmation is so good, but getting affirmation from other people is like a a game changer, really. So really just living true to within yourself instead of preaching it, because once again, when you're preaching it to someone, I know for me, for religion, when I saw a preacher, I would always question what he really did. But then I started to get into like see real preachers, and I saw that their actions spoke more than they did. And it was like it's captivating really when people are actually able to do it, of not need to talk and their actions speak for them, because once again, actions just speak so much louder than words. And I continuously have to remind myself that, because I feel like a lot of the time I catch myself believing people, and then once they like backtrack on their own words and their actions, it like I'm like, whoa. But once I take people's word for a grain of salt now, because I want to see what you do after that. You know what I mean? Like I'll get an understanding of someone's opinions or something, but I love to see what they do after that, because now I understand what you really think. But now I want to see if you take the actions, because a lot of people, you can think however you want, but if you don't act that way, it's not you. You know what I mean? Like you're just lying to yourself. Um oh, and this is actually a topic in church today, but I we have free will to spread what we believe in, good and evil, and it's our choice to spread what we believe in. And basically just taking steps to spread the things that you believe in, instead of by taking the action. So really, so whatever you believe in your mind, like say for me, I believe we're able to change our whole life here first, and I believe that, so I want to show other people that that's a option. Like no matter what situation or circumstance I'm in, I'm going to put myself in the position to make it better. And sometimes that is going to cost, like that's sacrifice. That's what sacrifice really is being fine with letting go of what was to become what you want to be. You know what I mean? And people have the free will to spread the same things that they were taught before, or to change their own mindset. So it comes from within first. So it really is you being the light for other people by choosing the good that comes into our mind, because you know that evil thoughts never stop. They're not stopping, but it's your conscious choice to pick whether you choose the good thoughts or the bad thoughts. So but some people really fall into where they give out the bad thoughts, and choose the bad thoughts without even noticing they're doing it, because they're caught in those cycles, and they're caught in the same thing over and over and over again. But they have to really looking within, and a lot of people are too scared to do that because they know that there's stuff there, so they don't want to even indulge themselves in it. So that's why I feel like a lot of the time in my past I used to catch myself like looking for something to numb and looking for an out. But really, I realized I was looking for an out from this world, but I was getting out from myself. So I really had to take a step back and realize that I'm not running away from myself. I'm running away from the things that are stuck in here. You know what I mean? And the real world things that have happened that have put me in these situations of gaining the the natural cycle. Like you gain a unconsciousness to these things that we aren't supposed to do, but we were taught it while we were younger. So obviously when whatever you're taught when you're younger, that's what you take and run with it. So you have to be able to break those. Unlearning is the hardest part about everything. Unlearning what we did learn in the past, because you got to remember that is our reality. Perspective really is reality. And when those things are happening to us where we like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. I have to do this. I have to do that to get away from this. It's hard to unlearn it because that's what we've learned for our whole lives, our whole childhood, our whole, how, whatever age you're at right now, that's what you've learned all before this. So really being able to tell ourselves that what we did learn was wrong, and we have to learn how to break that. And that's the hardest part of it, really. Like once you know the problem, that's the hardest part. The hardest part really is to understand that there is a problem and confront the problem. But now we have to be able to make the conscious decision every single day to be able to change that, and to change our habits and to make the bad ones into good ones. And it's like it's such a hard thing, but it's so worth it because you realize you're able to shape your reality when you do that. Because you think about when you start to pick up habits and you start to pick the good ones up, you start to realize you form into that person. Now it's just a lifestyle. Like now it's just how I live. So it really is a part of taking the first step of realizing there is a problem within. And I'm not saying that is there's a problem with you within, but there's a problem that we were taught, or there's a problem that we were traumatized, or there was a problem that we were just kind of blinded on, that there's something needs to change. Because then once I noticed there was a problem, then I started looking at the people in my family, and then I noticed that they were all stuck in the same problem. So then I realized that I did not want to live the way that they live, because those people, like, okay, I'm not trying to hate on my family or anything, but they don't live a way that they want to live. Like, they're stuck in the 9 to 5. They're stuck in the constant cycle of, oh, I know what I'm doing Monday through Friday, and then I know my Saturday I might be doing something fun, but then Sunday we're chilling, and now I gotta clean and do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's not the life I will have. That never. Or for my kids, I will never put them through that. So it's really just taking a step back and realizing what's around you, really. Because I always wondered, I was like, my family is not like other families. And I really, like, I don't know what it is, but they're really not. But then I grew, and then I gained my own consciousness and my own opinion. And I realized that, like, the things that they believe in and the things that they're pushing towards just is not real. Like they're holding on to this thing that just isn't there anymore. And it's like but they're stuck in it. They're stuck in it. It's so easy to get stuck in it. And we really do have to just take the steps to be able to spread the things that we do believe in. Like we have to gain our own consciousness. We can't let these things around us or these people around us cloud our judgment. Like, you have to have your own opinion. Yes, people around you are going to have their own opinion too, but you really got to think about, like, I have conversations with people about opinions, and they don't even know what their own opinion is. And it's like, it blows my mind, because then I think about what other opinions that do you have that is clouded and like clouded by other people that you just have now because there's like, it's other people telling you that you have them. You know what I mean? And just really, like, the way to spread it is by taking the action and letting your action speak for you, because it is so easy to preach something to someone and go back to the way you were living. Like, it is so easy to do that, because in the moment they don't see what you do on in closed doors and behind closed doors, and what you do on your free time. They don't see that. So it's so easy to tell someone what to do. But when you actually live within that truth, it's so much more, it's so much louder than you speaking ever, because now that person, they gain their own opinion off of who you are. They don't, you're not telling them their opinion. Obviously you tell people about yourself and everything, but then they start to, then obviously when you have the conversation with someone, they're gonna, now you have that connection with someone, so they're gonna see you stand out from others. Because when you're in a big public group, you don't have interaction with a lot of people in them. So when you interact with one person, now you know that person for your interaction. So then now you try to see what their little things are, except at least for me. Now you see what their little things are, and then now you realize that sometimes they are the people who they say, and sometimes they're not. And it's like, it's a crazy thing of when your actions speak for you, it's louder than whatever you could say. Because then after, when I realize that that person isn't the person that they are, I can never take their opinion or judgment or like, or what they say for the truth, because they told me all these things, but then now I'm seeing them, they're doing total opposite. So it's just like, it's really taking a step back and understanding who you are, and how to continuously grow in who you want to become, you know what I mean? And how to walk in purpose when no one else is clapping yet. Oh my gosh, this is the hardest. Like, when you're doing the right thing and you know it's the right thing, but now you're into the grind, like there's a dopamine hit of when you first start, because you're like, oh, I'm doing it, and you're learning still. But then you get to a point where you've learned, and now it's just a grind of actually doing it. And I feel like that's the hardest part, because when you get to the point of actually learning and now able to put it into fruition, it gets quiet, bro. It gets so quiet. And then it's like, anything that you do tell people, it's either, oh, I'm so happy that you're doing that, and I can't wait to see what else happens, or the people start judging you. So then you get like these mixed signals of like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Or like, oh, I can't wait for this to be over. And then it's just it gets so quiet around you, but it gets so loud in here. You know what I mean? Because now you're questioning what you, and that's once again why we need to make sure we're choosing the right people to tell our things to. Because when you're telling the wrong person, they start telling you, well, everyone, if you're around the right people, they don't do this, but most people, they'll, when you tell them something, they're going to tell you their opinion of what they would do in that situation. And most of the time they're going to crumble up in their ball and like, and not want to do anything. So when they do that, then they start to feed that onto you. So then you become realistic, and realistic, we have to be unrealistic and just be stupid in whatever we believe in. Because if we are realistic, those things don't happen often, because those people are too realistic. So we have to be able to be delusional enough and crazy enough and just stupid enough to be able to believe that it would happen, because it will happen as long as you're consistently doing it. But that's what happens when people feed their plans to people with wrong opinions, because now you start questioning yourself. So, okay, I'll put this in perspective. Say you're telling someone a big plan that you got, that you like, you've been holding off for a long time because you really don't think that you can do it, but you've been wanting to do it for so long. So then you tell someone with a negative mindset, you tell someone that, and then they tell you their opinion on what they would do in that situation. So then now they're like, bro, I don't know why, that's crazy. Why would you ever do that? And then now you like have to, now you're back to reality. Now you're like, oh, why would I ever do that? Like, that is scary. Like, so then now your judgment's clouded, and now you're like, oh no, I should just give up. And then you fall back into the same cycle. But think about if you're to tell the right mindset with that. If you're to tell that right person with that, they're like, oh my gosh, bro, I'm glad that you're doing that, bro, because I could see that in yourself, and I see you doing this, and I see you doing that, and I see the characteristics that you have for that, and I know that you could flourish in that. So then you get the affirmation from people now. Now you're getting affirmation, and you're getting not just self-affirmation, but you're getting affirmation from other people. And if they have the right energy, that affirmation is just crazy. It's crazy how that affirmation could help, because even within myself, I find me catching myself doubting, and I catch myself like, oh, should I really be doing this? But when I hear someone outside tell me like, oh dude, I know you would crush that, it gives me such a good feeling, and like, I want to keep pushing more, because I want to prove that person right, and I want to prove the people wrong who are doubting me, and even I want to prove myself wrong, because sometimes I don't even believe it, but I force myself to, and now I have made my unconscious thoughts my conscious ones, because I have just positively self-talk so much that I can't help but talk positive about it, because I just become so delusional and so stupid in it that I know I can make it happen if I just consistently within it, and I keep God in the middle of it all, and give it all to him, because I know that I can't do it by myself on my own 2 feet. But I know if I have the right people around me, and I have the if I have God in my life, I know that it can happen, because God is almighty and God's powers is so stronger than any problems that we have on this earth. And we have to remind ourselves that. And I forget so often as well, but I continuously remind myself as well at the same time. And I know I keep sounding like I'm contradicting myself, but I have like these, it's crazy. My mind is just like, it's so. But really just staying consistent even when we feel unseen. Like I know for me, when I feel unseen, I feel like just like dropping everything and just like proving people right. But the consistency that we have to be able to consciously be consistent in our mind until it's unconscious. Now with the gym, like I'll take a day or two off during the week, but it's just a clockwork now. Like I'm going when I'm either waking up or after I'm done with whatever I need to do. I'm just going now. And it's become an unconscious thing for me to do. So when you continuously put conscious thought onto yourself, it becomes unconscious, because now that becomes who you are. Because now, think about, you're setting the example to yourself when you're making these actions happen, when you're consciously having the actions of becoming better and becoming a better person and becoming better mentally and physically and spiritually. You're setting the example for yourself, because there is those negative positive thoughts, unconscious and conscious thoughts that we have. So we have to be able to be the conscious self that we're showing the example for ourselves at the same time, even when we're unseen by ourselves. Because I know I catch myself so much like, dude, why are you doing this? Like, what's the point of it? But my conscious is dude, you know why we're doing this, and you know why we're on this journey, and you know why we're doing it. And it's such a weird thing, because to be an example to yourself is so hard, because you know what you've been through and you know what you go through every day. So you understand why you would give up, but we have to be able to be there for ourselves to understand why we're not giving up, because we see the light within ourselves and we see that there is potential and that there is worth. But we have to remind ourselves, because those negative thoughts are going to come when we're unseen, and when we're going through the grind and the consistency, because those natural thoughts do not stop. But I talked about this before. We have to be able to regulate those thoughts. We're never going to be able to control them. We have to regulate them to know which thoughts are which, because those negative thoughts are my bitch now. Like no matter when I have negative thoughts, even when I have them, I'm like, my conscious, I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Yeah. And then you self-affirmate again. So then it's like, it's really just being able to be there and have the actions, let our actions speak louder, and not just to other people, but within ourselves. And that's what I really take away from this, guys. I really just wanted to come on here and be able to get that off my chest. And I really got captivated at the end right there. And it just felt so good. But yeah, that's really all I got. Now, I haven't ate all day. It's 6:30. I need to go eat something and really like chill, because I've been on the go since like 10 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I hope you guys had a good weekend too. Monday, we're crushing it. This week's about to go crazy. We're about to get through everything that this week's about to bring to us. And good things are on the way, man. Good things are on the way. Good things are on the way. Let's go. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Soup.